How's it going, Michael?
It's going.
Okay, are you the one that said you're the uncle of Quinton?
I am.
Okay, so what do you think about all this is going on? So you're the brothers, the father's your brother.
No, Leilani is my sister.
Leilani is your sister.
That is
Are you
correct.
Paul?
No, I'm not. I will not disclose. I mean, you know my name now.
Oh, I do. They don't.
We don't know who your name is because we can't see it.
Well, I'm
Okay.
Michael Simon. But that's anyway.
That, yeah.
I'm
Alright.
trying to keep my family safe. That's all. Not my family back at home.
Yeah, so you're not at the house on
I am at the house.
what transpired tonight? What went down that had the police out there?
We were literally just trying to leave the house to go to the store because I needed some cigarettes. I'll be honest with you. And they decided to block the driveway for us, and they would not move.
And would not move. What is with the guy with the bat? I'm hearing some things about somebody was out there with a bat, the neighbor next
I did
door.
not.
or something.
Yeah, I did not see that.
Yeah,
We try to stay in the house and we try to stay back because they're pretty bad out there.
Uh-huh. Now, I know this is crazy on your family and the thing with the baby and everything. Why is nobody out there at that landfill, or why did nobody? What is this going on? What can you tell us?
There are some things the FBI says we can't, but one of the things I'll tell you is almost at the very beginning of this, first off, for the first 2 days, they were actually out searching with everybody. Then after that, when the FBI took over, we were told literally we cannot go out to the landfill. We cannot, well, that was now, but we can't go out searching. We can't do any of that. We were literally told not to because we can impede the investigation.
Do you know these people are outside your house, and even me, because the FBI has named your sister and the police the number one suspect in the disappearance of this child, right?
This is correct.
So I mean,
I'm gonna be,
What-
I don't, we don't, even now, we don't even know what happened. After even questioning and everything else that I have going on, we still can't figure out exactly what happened. We're also trying to find out, and we can't figure that out. Now,
Was the back door open between 2 and 5 o'clock?
that is
Let me-
currently what the ADP system says, yes.
let me ask you this, because I know there's a lot of stuff that's been going on the internet, and I don't know if Leilani has confessed to anything or said anything, but I know there have been things coming out saying Billy Joe said that Leilani did something with the baby, and the baby is in the dump, and she don't remember it. And also one of the brothers, I don't know if it was you come out and spoke or one of your other brothers,
That
And
was
it
my
was
brother that came out. I pulled him back in.
and that was something similar to that nature. Let me ask you this: has your sister ever had occasions where she blacked out or may not have remembered anything before?
No, not to the best of our knowledge, is no. Oh, this is a really hard thing to talk about. I'm sorry.
I understand that.
I'm trying to
You
get
know-
on here to also just clear some things up with everybody.
Now who was home that day when he went missing?
From my understanding, it was only Leilani and Danny.
And Danny. Okay.
Danny was the
Who
boy.
who closed the back door to the pool?
This I do not know. Do we have
But
the
you
cameras? People are complaining about the cameras. They were on, but one of them isn't working, and I'm still working on trying to get it fixed now.
Okay. So now here's the thing. I've spoke with a lot of people in your neighborhood. Me personally, myself, I just got back from where y'all are at. I was outside your
I know.
house.
I was the one you think that was me mugging you.
Okay. All right. Which one? You the little guy?
I'm the
that was
big
on
guy.
board? Oh, you're the heavier set guy. I thought you was a nice guy.
I am a nice guy.
Oh,
I just
yeah,
get frustrated with all the yelling and everything. I'm just looking at everybody meanly.
You just kind of stood out there and didn't say nothing. Just kind of looked at people like, And I actually seen you go put a teddy bear at the memorial yourself.
We all have.
Okay, because I witnessed that with myself, and I thought that. I said, well, at least this guy right here, he at least went out there and did this. That's terrible. So now, I hate to ask you this. I mean, do you think your sister did something?
I don't know.
Do
Trust me, we've all been trying to figure it out.
you
I
have
have a
any clue
question.
why the police would come out and name your sister the number one suspect in this?
There's a lot of theories, but that also does help people get aggravated and want to dig deeper.
I have a question. Do you support the fact that they went out to the bar?
They only went out to the bar for dinner. Everybody is twisting, man. I don't know who said they had tequila and all this other crap, but they did not. My stepmother did have a shot, and that was it. And they went back to their motel.
So
We literally left moments before you guys showed up. It was just a few of them that were left.
the idea
Who?
of
When I
saying-
showed up?
Yeah, when you showed up, I literally left probably 5 minutes prior.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So-
Well, it took me a little while when I got back to Virginia to unwind from all that. It's a really emotional thing, man, because I feel so sorry for Quinton, and I just want answers and justice for it. If it's something in your family, so be it. Justice has to be served. If it's something outside of your family, there's something different, then that is what it is. My grudge ain't against everybody in that house. I just want justice for that little baby. And I think a lot of people out there do, and I don't think a lot of them people they don't want. I don't think they want to hurt y'all. They just want to disrupt what y'all got going on, and because there's no justice right now, and they feel Leilani is the number one suspect, and that's due to your police department naming her that.
Mm-hmm.
Michael, can I ask you a question?
So the police have put this burden on you guys, at the same time, and I think as it's getting crazier out there, it's going to get crazier. Because now people are seeing this, people going to jail tonight. That's going to make even more people mad because they're looking at it like this: whoever hurt this little baby's not in jail, but people out there going to jail for trespassing.
I know. I know, and I was the one that called them
It's
all
gonna,
because they wouldn't let me
it's
leave.
gonna fuel the fire even more. Just to let you know, that's just how it works. People see this and be like, oh hell no. So I don't know. It's one of those situations. Have you ever seen Leilani put her hands on the kids?
Other than regular discipline, no. That's the thing. Everyone's saying they got pictures of bruises. Those are little kids. They're going to get riled up, and they were wild kids. They like to play. I mean, I can't tell you how many times when I was a kid I would run around with bruises from beating, bumping into things and everything else.
Michael,
So,
People on the internet are going
Right.
to find pictures and just use that to their
Now,
advantage.
as far as custody of those kids, Billy Joe had custody of the kids, right? Your mother?
That is something I can't disclose. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, from my understanding, she has custody of the kids. Now, if
There's internal conflict going on with that as well. With the law, we're trying to root that out and get that all fully situated as well.
okay. So at no time you don't think Billy Joe thought Leilani was a threat?
No, or she would not have left here at all. She was literally going to work to provide for those children.
Yeah. And had she ever really left them kids with Leilani like that before and come back and everything be fine?
This is correct.
So she had left her there, but then she came back and the kid was perfectly fine. But this time something was different.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I'm still trying to figure out, just like I'm trying to figure out why Danny is not being looked at. That really bothers me.
Okay.
So Danny was there when this happened, right?
That's correct, and he already fled. I can't tell you where because I know, but I can't disclose that. I'm sorry.
I know where he's at.
Yeah.
Michael, can you
You know
speak
what I mean?
about Leilani and Danny's drug use of cocaine? Because I know that cocaine causes severe paranoia and delusions. Do you think that is a possibility? And that's why Leilani says she doesn't remember what happened?
Again, I'm sorry. There were some things the FBI said we're not allowed to talk about.
I understand. Thank you.
Now, as far as Danny being there, he is the one that called the babysitter and canceled the babysitter. Do you know that?
I need to talk to my sister about that because I got to actually get that verified because I'm trying to, do my own little personal investigation or whatever.
Well, let me ask you one question, Michael. You don't live at the house, do you?
No, I'm here just for support.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry you're caught up in all this. I just want to say that I'm sorry you're caught up in all this. But
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna say this: do you think that your sister could do something like this in your own mind?
I have never seen my sister be like that with them children. I have only seen her ever be loving to them children, and that's the thing that's really confusing.
Yeah.
Well, if she was on drugs, could she do it?
Now, how was your interaction with the Danny? How much interaction? How well did you know Danny?
I met him maybe 3 or 4 times when I came through passing on vacation.
And what was your initial impression of Danny?
Honestly, I thought he was a good dude, but because I only knew him, anyone can hide their colors.
Yeah. Had you known your sister and him to like do any drugs together or anything of that nature? Did they like to party? Are they drinkers? Do they like to do recreational drugs? Are they weed smokers? Or like, have you known them to kind of, just curious? At least him.
I know, but anything drug related, I'm supposed to just not disclose.
Okay. I understand that.
I'm sorry, I know it makes it hard for you guys.
Yeah, well, we're just glad you could come up here and take the time to share with us as it is, especially with all the craziness going on. And one, I've been sitting in front of your house, so I appreciate you.
I would love to come out and talk to y'all personally, but some of them people out there, are crazy.
Well, yeah, it's getting crazy, and even when I was out there at some point, I was trying to calm people down. I was like, "Yo, y'all got to calm down. It's okay to sit out here scream and say your piece, not to try to hurt people, not try to go up in your yard, not try to tear your shit up. I don't want anybody to see that. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. Not your mom, not Leilani. All I want is justice, and whatever justice is, whatever happened to this kid, they need the justice for that. If it's within your family, if it's outside your family, whoever did this, there got to be some answers for it.
Can I ask you?
I understand that.
Can I ask you a question, Dolly?
Yeah, go ahead.
Michael, I know it's hard at the house to meet Dolly, but Dolly's gonna be back down in Georgia soon. I'm assuming. Could you meet him somewhere and you and him just sit and talk?
I'd have to think about that one.
Oh, I
It's
understand.
nothing personal.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I ain't out to kill nobody, hurt nobody, no things like that. And I mean, most of what I could ask you, I've asked you here. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing I would ask you any different in person.
And I don't know if this is important, but I'd like to also verify about the whole moving the memorial. We only did that because people kept leaving mean things there. I mean, so we moved it back. We even put a sign up there and said anybody that, is no trespassing, but anybody that wants to leave stuff for Quinton, you're more than welcome to. But P.S., you're on camera. And they completely turned it around, wrote all over it, and then they threw it away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jimmy, can I make a comment? Is it okay if I make a comment?
Yeah, go ahead, Tina.
Thank you. Your name's Michael?
Yes.
That's my maiden last name. Anyway, I want to seriously commend you for coming up. It's pretty brave of you. And you're quite the noble man.
Yeah, and I
just
think
hope nobody here gets mad about it.
I think people, if the more open people are in your family, it's going to calm that crowd down a little bit outside. They just want answers. Whatever little bit of answers they can get, that's all they want. And if you're giving them a little bit of that, they won't feel like you're such bad people. It's when they're getting nothing and they're standing out here wondering what's going on, and the family is, if people feed into it, it's just going to rile the crowd up.
Well, yeah, but Dolly, when the FBI tells us we're not allowed to do that, we can't go against that.
Yeah, I know. I can understand that too.
I mean, I'm sure our house is wiretapped and everything.
Well, can you have the charges dropped?
I've heard people say that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if your house is wiretapped or anything.
I have no idea. I've looked, and I told him, I said, if I find it, I'm just going to tell you I found you and put you back.
So I'm sure the FBI has been all in that house, searched the house. Do you know if they took anything from the house?
I'll say yes, but I won't disclose any other information.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: as far as a vehicle, was there ever a vehicle seized by the authorities?
I don't know if I can disclose that.
Okay. Because I've heard a lot of rumors, and I'm just trying to figure out what some is rumor and what other things are maybe true.
Well,
So the babysitter he called at 5:30, canceled the babysitter, and was at that point. Do you know if Leilani was asleep? Because I know he was reported missing at 9:30, around 9:36. Was she asleep when he got up and called the babysitter? Do you know that?
From what Danny said, yes, and from what Leilani said, yes.
So does she remember about what time she woke up? Did she wake up at 9:30 and instantly notice that Quinton was gone, and that's when the authorities were called?
From what I know, correct.
Or did she wake up earlier and then wait? But you're saying she woke up and immediately called when she realized the baby was gone.
From what we know, she just woke up and she said the baby was gone. I'm
Okay.
sure there was a
Can I
little bit of
ask a
panic
question?
and looking and everything else. And then
Now, why the weird statement from your mother about her not remembering and things like that? Is that a true post from her? Did she put that out?
that is FBI related and I can't speak about it.
Okay.
Dolly, can I ask
Um,
a question?
Yes.
If you're the one that called the cops, right, Michael? If you
Today,
can,
yes, I'm sorry for that.
I think you have the right to have them charges dismissed. That would calm down a lot of stuff. Them people being arrested is going to blow up tomorrow.
I'll talk to the family and see what they would like to do.
But you understand what I'm saying? That's gonna.
No,
like,
I
that
do.
would be-
That's the thing that I wasn't wanting to cause
That
a
wasn't
scene,
your intent.
but they were literally aggressive. They were literally up in the yard. They were literally yelling and threatening and telling me to get out and come fight them and all kinds of crap.
Yes, I
Mhm.
understand.
I
And they
think
shouldn't do that.
when
But
I was getting more heat from your neighbors than I was you guys.
for
The
instance,
neighbor, especially the one next door to y'all. He's out there riling people up too. So that's not good. If you personally know that guy and you get
I
a
don't
chance.
know anybody around here.
Yeah, because he riles people up. He was out there riling me up the whole time. He was just coming up trying to be smart about every little thing. And I just think people are already out there upset, you know what I'm saying, emotional, and that guy's out there riling them up, and he getting people mad, and then y'all coming out and they're mad, and it's, you know what I'm saying, because it only takes one person to set a crowd off like that, you know what I'm saying, and then
Yes.
the crowd mentality starts to take over, and people start screaming and running up in the yard. It's like even the first day when I seen everybody out there screaming, I thought it was a little wild, and but at the same time, I can understand people's anger and frustrations, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, not people get hit by cars, not none of your family get hurt, just like everybody else. I just want justice, and whatever that is in the end, that's what it is.
And that's like we told everybody, if it's one of our family members, we're going to walk them to the court. They're not getting away with what they've done.
Michael, I want to ask you two questions if you don't care.
Go for it.
Okay, the first question I want to ask you, the room that they taped off, whose room was that?
Say that one more time.
They put the plastic bags over the windows outside. Whose room was that?
Plastic bags over the windows outside. I apologize. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they put plastic bags over some window outside the house. I mean, they just done it for a little while, but then they took it back down.
What do you know any reason why they would have been concerned about the pool, to want to drain the pool?
All I can say is because it wasn't being cleaned yet, so they couldn't see through it. So they wanted to just verify that everything was cleaned out. They did send.
I heard they tore up the pool doing that.
Yes, they did.
Because there was people flying drones over your house. I actually seen that. I think that was the first day. No, it was maybe the second day I was there. I was sitting there and I heard like a buzz and I seen a drone flying over your house.
I haven't seen it.
So
Yeah.
how much is the video being looked into from the back door being open between 2 and 5?
The video camera that we have that wasn't working at the time. That's the thing. I'm sure they're working now, of course.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make sure I
But
stay.
it was on an app phone, and you don't know about that?
No, like I said, I just got here.
I just wanted to tell you thank you for coming on the panel. I've seen you. You have been very nice, very courteous. And I just want to tell you I appreciate that because, a lot of the stuff I realize we're there. I realize it's a frustration. I'm sure you understand why we're doing what we're doing. But, it just seems like you've been, you've always looked at us. You've always kind of been very courteous. And I just wanted to tell you I do appreciate that. And I can't imagine what you and your family are going through. However, there are some things that just doesn't make sense. And some of you, how long have you not lived with them? Have you ever lived with them?
I lived with Billy when I was younger. Yes, she is my stepmom.
Okay. But you haven't really lived in that. How far away do you, well, I shouldn't ask that, but are you there regularly prior to this?
Only when I go on vacations.
Okay. So, there's a lot of information that we found out, from the neighbors and stuff that doesn't really look good. Not for the household, not for your sister, not for your mother. And, I don't even know what to ask you because I know you're prevented from answering some stuff, but I guess I'm just curious as to the information we got of Leilani targeting Quinton. I mean, it seemed like this was something everybody knew about, but nobody talked about. You never heard any of that?
No, I believe that is false accusations. Every time, all the family members here, all the friends here will tell you, and everyone that comes here, and people from the church that comes here will all tell you that every time that Leilani's been with the kids, she's been a mother.
Okay. Can you explain why there's a text message? Because there seems like there was hostility in that household and that people knew she was hitting that child in that household because there was a post your sister posted on September, I want to say 28th, that basically said, I can't even play with my husband and my kids without somebody thinking something more is going on. It's like, there are concerns. Obviously, there's some concerns about her roughhousing in the house, and nobody's informed you of that. And I feel like, maybe I'm glad you are doing your research, and hopefully you get clarity and find the truth with that research. But, you're around people that have harmed a child, or at least allegedly harmed a child. And I just, when you're getting this information from who you're getting this information from, I just hope you take that into consideration, because we were in town this wasn't from one or two people that we heard this information from, Michael. This was from a lot of people. This was from an enormous amount of people in that community that all had the same story. And that's what concerns me. And you seem like a very nice, caring person. And you were one of the first people that Dolly and I talked about how, to be honest, I don't know how to say this nicely, but it just seems like you don't fit. I don't know how you turned out so normal, it seems like. It's what I'm trying to say. And I'm not trying to say that in a disrespectful way. But
Because Leilani's not his mother.
I didn't hear you say that again.
Which person? Okay, Bullhorn, any final words?
That was Bullhorn? Okay.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you. Thank you, Dolly. Thank you for the time.
All right, Bullhorn. Peace.
I think the boyfriend has more to do with this than meets the eye. I really do.
One thing I'd like to comment about, because she was talking about that post, is I do know that there was tension between her and her boyfriend.
Uh-huh. Had they ever fought before? Because I had heard rumors. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is rumors I heard, and I heard from somebody out there that the Danny dude was cheating on Leilani. I heard that. Now, I don't want to get all into somebody's personal life, but I heard that they had some conflict between them because of that.
I know that there's conflict, but anything else I don't think I can disclose.
Okay. I mean, that's good. Because, like, I was out there for a few days and the same thing. I sat around, I talked to people and I listened to people to try to figure out for myself what's going on, and it's a crazy situation. And hopefully that there's, little baby Quinton is found. I don't know what's with the authorities and taking time off. Y'all aware of that as a family? What do you think about that? Law enforcement taking the weekend off and not searching over the weekends?
Well, it frustrates me. I believe that they should be working in shifts.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely shouldn't be taking time off. I mean, I don't know who put the baby in the landfill. Only I guess time will tell if he's even in the landfill. But I think the longer it goes, the less chances we have of finding out, what caused him to be in this landfill.
See, there's another side to the investigation, but I just can't disclose it. And I want to just put that in y'all's head.
Michael, there was a video I seen of your. She's your stepmom, right?
This is correct.
Okay, of your stepmom saying that I just can't trust her. Has there been a lot of tension between her and Leilani?
Well, there's tension between children or siblings and family in general.
And look, to be honest with you, what made me think your sister was the number one suspect right off the bat is what Billy Joe said. She said sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad, and I just don't know if I can trust her. And I'm a father. My daughter, she's 22 years old, and I don't know if I could describe my daughter that way. But if I did, I would think I would describe my daughter accurate. So I think what Billy Joe said was probably accurate. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. I don't know if I can trust her, because I do know there's stuff where she tried to evict her for stealing money, and she wanted everybody to pay rent and things of that nature. So I don't think that's enough. I don't think that is something that would cause a baby to go missing. Though.
No, well, the way they're looking at that was in the heat of the moment, and what they're referring to there was a lot of petty stuff. Honestly, it's a lot of just a young adult being a young adult, especially in nowadays. But nothing against Quinton.
I'm gonna ask you one more question, and I'm gonna back out and Dolly. I'm gonna just mute myself. And I hope this don't upset you. If it does, I'm sorry, because this is Dolly's panel. But you, in your own mind, how long did you live around Leilani?
Oh, Jesus.
Over 5 years? Over 10 years?
My memory is really bad. I had my own traumas, but that's completely different reasons.
We'll say at least 5 years.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in your own mind, and sorry if this hurt your feelings, like I said, this is Dolly, but do you think Leilani could have done this if what she's being accused of?
For knowing my sister, honestly, no. But nobody can help but wonder.
Yeah.
Especially when the story is so twisted and wrapped up and just really hard to figure out.
Yeah.
I don't think anything was planned.
It doesn't have to be planned when you're on drugs.
No, I'm just saying some people are saying that it was all planned and everything else, and I'm just clearing that up.
Okay.
Michael, why was Danny allowed to leave town? To my understanding, he went to his parents in Atlanta.
I would think this. I don't want to speak for you or nothing, but I know this. If I was to do something terrible and my family was to come in and I did something terrible, I would probably most likely lie to them and say that. And I think if I did, my family loves me, and the best thing they're going to do is go, okay, they're going to believe me or at least give me the benefit of the doubt. And I think that's what any normal family would do, but still have that thought, like he said, in your mind? What it is? Anything is possible. As a family member, you got to think that. But I would want to believe my loved one. I would. In some situations it would be hard, but I would try to give them the benefit of the doubt until I couldn't anymore.
Right. And one thing that I would like to ask one more time, and I swear this is the last one. I'm sorry.
You swear?
No, not really.
Didn't think so.
The post that your mama put, or your stepmom, that put on Facebook, it said, Leilani, he's gone. He's in the landfill. Leilani did it, but don't remember. Is that truly from your stepmother?
He said
That is part of a current investigation.
Yeah, he wouldn't answer for me. I asked.
Well,
I didn't know the same thing, Devil, because so many things go on the internet, and there's so many sock accounts and dummy accounts,
Right.
and sometimes things get posted. Even as me, people post things
That
that really
needs to be cleared up.
Yeah, because that's one of the main things. And here's the thing: if the police they kind of point the finger pretty much solely at your sister, and they're doing that in the media, and that's going to grow that crowd even bigger out there on your street. I don't know why they would do that if they wasn't going to charge Leilani with anything, because then all it does is create this chaos and what you're seeing right now. And that's what I think. I think the sheriff should have never done that. He should, if he wasn't going to arrest her, he shouldn't get publicly and say she's the number one suspect. There's nobody else, because now you got a mob of people outside your house.
All right.
Michael, Michael, how long? I know it was only 20 months, but how long was you around little Quinton?
Around physically, on and off. Like I said, mostly when vacation. Because I have family obligations as well.
Yeah. What kind of child was he? I see him with bright eyes and smiling, and his eyes smile. And what do you want to say? Because I give you my condolences. I'm very sorry about your loss of your nephew.
To me, he was a very sweet, quiet baby. But he was a really good kid. And I don't want to talk more because I'm going to start tearing up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Michael, can you tell us why Danny was allowed to leave town?
He wasn't allowed, but because it's an ongoing investigation, they can't stop him without evidence.
Now, I've heard rumors that he passed the lie detector test. Has there anybody took a lie detector test that you know of?
I'm sorry, Dolly, I can't speak on it.
Okay. Because I'm just saying, I've heard rumors, and like I said, it could be anything, but I've heard rumors. I don't know how true it is that he took a polygraph test and he passed it, so they allowed him to leave. But I know this: you're not charged with a crime. You can go anywhere you want to go. No, they ain't allow you to do anything. You can go anywhere you want if you ain't charged with anything.
Well, that can go two ways. It could be a flight risk. You don't want to scare him away.
Are you leaving overnight?
Huh?
Michael.
Yes, ma'am.
Michael, when is Quentin's birthday?
I don't know how many siblings and family members I have. I always have to ask and send presents that way.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I just I don't know why you leave so late at night.
Now, have you
That's
seen?
okay.
Let me ask you this: have you seen Leilani emotional over this?
Every single person in here is.
Oh, okay.
So
Whoever's
you,
I just want to know if you're going to be with Gabriel.
For a while.
Well, I
there was a lot
mean,
of breakthroughs.
but don't lie to me. If y'all are husband and wife, it's not a normal. It's very
hold on.
normal. Okay, go.
Can we mute her, please?
Yeah, I had to take her out real quick because I wouldn't talk and she just kept talking over me, so I don't even know what I said. I don't even know what she was saying. So, but anyway, Michael, it takes a lot to come over. If you could say something to the crowd, maybe to calm that crowd down outside of your home out there, what would you say to them?
Honestly, I really pray for them, and I'm sorry for having to call the cops. But when you feel endangered, you kind of have to do what you got to do, and we're all very sad with what's going on, and we're all trying to figure everything out as well. You guys aren't the only ones, but we have been barred from being able to search, to be able to interact, to be able to disclose certain information, and people don't see.
So you don't have a problem with the people out there protesting, as long as they're not blocking your driveway, as long as they're not coming up in your yard, as long as they're not throwing shit at you, none of that stuff.
If they're peaceful protesters, that's fine. But if they're gonna, sit in there calling baby killer and all this other stuff when they really have no evidence to back that yet, that to me is wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of that has to deal with. That's why a lot of people think that text, that post needs to be cleared up so bad, because that post is legitimate and that's a real damaging post. You know what I'm saying? And if that post, and even if that post is true, that don't mean technically that she did this. It could be accident. It could be something else. I don't know until it plays out. Do you know if Leilani has a lawyer?
I can't disclose information about other people.
Okay.
Can you tell me which post that was again? I'm sorry.
The one that was referring to her that she didn't remember and that the baby was possibly in the dump.
Oh man, I wish I could. All I can say is that's FBI related. I'm sorry.
I got you. That's complete. I appreciate what you have shared with us. I think that the little bit of information that's what people want. Any little clue that helps them understand, because if you just hear everything on the internet, you don't know even me. Sometimes I don't know what's real and what's not real, because there's just so much going on. It might be 100% fact, but time it hits the internet, I think it's bullshit, or vice versa.
Oh man, there's a whole lot going on, especially about that whole restaurant crap. Oh my God, did they blow it up?
I've also heard that the FBI is taking the tapes from that restaurant.
Oh, I'm sure they are trying who even knows why, honestly. They were literally just at the restaurant having dinner. We left here because of all the protesters.
Now, let me ask you this, Michael. Do you think that the FBI should be looking into other people other than your family?
I do strongly.
You do.
All right.
Okay.
Do you believe it's Danny? In your mind, do you believe it was Danny?
I don't want to disclose because I don't want negative feedback.
Well, what I'm saying is it had anything to do with.
I believe he should be a prime suspect as well.
Okay. Now, one more question. Is your dad?
You saying that solution up here shouldn't rule Danny out?
Right.
He shouldn't, correct.
Okay.
Is your dad the one that's married to Billy Joel now?
This is incorrect.
Okay. I didn't know, so I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I was just wondering, how is the gentleman that's married to her now dealing with all this? Because we haven't seen or heard anything about him now, or I haven't.
Yeah, he was on at the beginning, and he was actually getting emotional and crying, and the man never does that. And they were all sitting there going, "Oh, is he on drugs and stuff?" I'm like, "Oh my God."
Yeah.
That man is great.
Now, at the point this happened, was Leilani employed?
You broke up. I apologize.
At the time that this happened with little baby Quinton, was Leilani employed? Did she have a job?
I'm debating on if I should disclose that or not. I don't think it would hurt anything, but yeah, she was employed.
Okay. Now, I also heard that the young man Danny was employed. Were they employed together?
I believe they were both employed, but I won't disclose any other information than that.
Okay.
I'm trying to protect the company as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand that. Now, when he left, right? Because I already know where he was employed, and I won't go into all that. What would make him just leave his job? And why would all of a sudden one day he's perfectly fine with Leilani, but now all of a sudden he don't want to be with Leilani?
Why would he also leave his kid?
And the youngest is his biological child, right?
I believe so. I mean, I'm going to say that so I don't disclose too much.
Yeah. Okay. So don't rule out Danny. He was there. He called the babysitter. Now, what do you think about the babysitter? Just.
I don't like how from what I know and from what they said, she was a nice lady.
But
from what I've seen, and I haven't personally went and looked at her or anything like that, is that she's trying to get views and things like that. I don't feel as though I do feel she has a heartbreak for it, but I don't feel as though it's just a heartbreak. I feel as though someone's trying to seek views and money.
Views and money. Let me think what I was going to ask you in that. In the beginning, we see this video that went viral all over the internet where Billy Joe is running up in the house and she's pretty much accusing the babysitter of maybe taking the baby. Do you think Billy Joe is acting out of emotion, or does she really think the babysitter could have possibly taken little baby Quinton?
That's not ruled out in my mind, because that's a possibility because she did have access to the house. I believe she had a key as well. I don't know for sure. But she was actually invited to come in the house and sit on the couch, and then it got emotional and blew up.
Okay. So she didn't bust in the house. She was invited into the house, and then they started arguing, and they started recording.
This is correct.
Okay. So has anybody else had Danny said anything to anybody like in the family, like before he left? Was there a goodbye? Was there just like, see you later, I'll see you next week, like hasta la vista? You know what I'm saying? Like, was there anything? Just he was there one day and this happened, and now he's just gone.
Dolly, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but his parents came down here, and his parents were doing things they weren't supposed to be doing, and they up and hauled. I'm gonna say butt.
Okay. All right. So there may be more to it than what everybody's thinking.
There really could, and that's what people need to understand is we're all trying to figure it out. There are more leads than what the media is showing, and there is a lot going on. But I'm hard to think about it.
And to you, Leilani has never confessed to hurting this child or doing anything to this child to you.
If any of us heard information like that, she already knows very well that we would also talk or report that and walk with her.
Do you feel that Quinton is in the landfill?
I don't know, and I'm praying he's not.
All right, Michael, I got to ask you this. There's a lot of people in Dolly's, and this is not me, okay? There's a lot of people on the panel want to know. You're at the house, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you on your phone?
Yes, sir.
Is there any way that you could walk out back and just show them the protesters through the gate to prove that you're who you say you are?
The protest is already gone, sir.
Yeah. I mean, when it gets dark out there, it gets dark.
And Dolly saw me. I was the one that was on the porch that pulled my brother in. I was the one he said that was me mugging him.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
he's who he says he is. He is
All
who
right.
he is.
So people in chat, he is who he says he is. Because
Yeah.
Dolly's seen this gentleman
Yeah,
on the porch.
I don't know. I got out there. I don't get emotional much. And I get even it got me emotional, you know. And I see how easily people get caught up in this because they're dealing with a baby. And I don't think like you said, you're giving a little more out than what the chief of police did. And it just the chief of police is just pointing everything at your sister. But the family hasn't had a chance to really say, hey, look, there's more to this before y'all come out here with the pitchforks and torches. Maybe y'all should check out some of this. And I will dig more into this guy. I'm sure all the sleuths that are watching, they're going to too. That's just how the internet works. Everybody here is a damn wannabe detective. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to try to dig up any information they can.
Michael, what? And I don't know it, and I don't know if Dolly knows it. Has Quinton's dad been around or anything like that, or has anybody talked to Quinton's dad?
I apologize, but I can't disclose.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really hate saying those words.
No, you're fine. I mean, I understand. I was just wondering because I haven't heard anything about his dad or anything.
Now, have you ever seen Billy Joe be violent?
Violent as in
Like she might come out there and I'm standing out there and beat me up violent.
Oh Jesus, I can't
I'm
disclose.
fine. I bruise easy. I'm just saying it. I don't want to beat me up. You know what I'm saying? But have you ever seen her like get crazy or anything? And she wasn't there at the time of Quinton going missing anyway. Correct? She was out of town. How long did do you know how long it took Billy Joe to get back?
All I know is she got here as soon as she could.
Okay.
I came here, I believe it was the Sunday. I got here as soon as I could.
Okay.
It was about 4 days after everything went down.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know I've heard rumors of different things at a trailer park or things like that. But they're saying that dogs have hit to something. I don't know.
I know what you're talking about, and that needs to be. Oh man, I can say I know what you're talking about, but I can't disclose.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. As long as you know we're on the same page. Now, did Leilani and Danny, did they have different vehicles, or did they ever occupy the same vehicle? Did they share a vehicle? Or did they have their own separate transportation?
I believe they had the same vehicle.
They had the same vehicle. And do you know how long Danny had lived in the house?
I do not know how long Danny's lived in this house.
But that day he decided to move. Okay. Well,
I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, look, I appreciate. Is there anything else y'all want to ask Michael before I let him go? Because I don't want to keep going, Michael.
I have a quick question. Did the Fry guy, did you meet him ever really?
He don't
the
really
neighbor
know.
next door?
The guy that was wearing the pink shirt?
I
the
think
guy
so.
that's throwing the French fries at me.
Oh no, I don't know about the Fry guy. I heard about it. I'm sorry.
Okay, because I was wondering if maybe you would know if he was capable of trying to help Leilani cover anything up. That's all.
I do not believe so.
Okay, thank you.
Michael, I have a question. It was stated that Quinton was last seen in his playpen at 6 a.m. Is that per Leilani say, or is that per Danny say? Is that when Danny went to work? And I believe, did you say that Danny was the one that called the babysitter at 5:30?
I have not said who's called because I'm still trying to figure that out. From what I know, Quinton was last seen in the playpen, but I don't know by who. There's a lot of answers that I'm still trying to get.
Okay, I just wanted to say thank you. And, a lot of us out here that are YouTube creators are good people, and we just are after the truth. We want the truth. And I just want to thank you for coming up and clearing up what you could and giving us the perspective about Danny, because to my understanding, I thought police cleared him and that's why he left town. So I want to thank you very much for coming up and clearing those things up.
Yes, ma'am. And I greatly appreciate all the ones that are out here trying to investigate as well, as long as it's done in a peaceful manner.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Michael, before you say something, let me say something, because I'm going to get off here in a minute. Michael, there was a picture of Simon on there that he's standing near the bed. Now, Quinton is no relation to me whatsoever, but I couldn't sleep for a couple of nights after watching that, seeing that picture, knowing that this little baby is, missing. And I just want to say thank you for coming up here, and I'm sorry that you're going through this. What it done to me, I can't imagine what it's doing to you and your family right now. I am sorry if your sister done this, so I just want to say I'm sorry that you're going through all this, and thank you for coming up here. And Dolly, this is your panel. I'm sorry I spoke out of.
Yeah, I mean the same thing. Whatever it ends up being, we appreciate you taking the time to share with us what you could share with us. We know you don't live in that house. You haven't been in that house, and you really don't have control of what's went on. And whatever justice is, I hope it, it's served for baby Quinton. And if it don't have nothing to do with your family, I hope your family is clear to that, and in that case, then a lot of people will owe you guys apologies.
Of course. Thank you all.
All right, Michael, you be good, and prayers for you and your family, man.
Thank you very much. Good night, y'all.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
All right.